Hi guys, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Stitches. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch. Today it is Friday, January 16th and I am excited. My parents have very kindly taken the kids, thanks mum and dad, so I can film. And I have had an idea. Now, in my last video, which was the 31st, was it New Year's Eve? Or maybe it was the day before New Year's Eve. Anyway, it was 2025. And I said, I wonder how long it'll be until I have a new start in 2026. Well, it's the 16th today. I am about to have a new start. So I've lasted 16 days. I think that's pretty good for cross stitch for me. And I have been tempted by my new start for quite a while. And I actually have talked about it a few times in the last few months because it only came out the first part last night. So what is it? This is the Oceans SAL by Climbing Goat Designs. Oceans Wonders of the Sea is its full title, by Climbing Goat Designs. And the first part came out last night. Now, a few days ago, I cracked and I went, no, I'm going to do it. Do I need another SAL? Do I need to take my whips back up to 58? No, I don't. But do I want to? Yes. And I have a beautiful fabric, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And I have also fully kitted up and I'm changing the way I do my projects this year. So I'm excited to show you that too. Another reason in my favor is I actually have finished, and I don't think I've shown this on YouTube yet because it happened on New Year's Eve. Yes, the 31st of December, 2025. Climbing Goat Designs Stitchalong. And this was their December Advent one, the Penguin Stitchalong. And what do you think? It's all done. I have posted this on my Instagram and my Facebook because I was so excited when I finished it. And yeah, doesn't it look fantastic? Now, this is now available as the full pattern from Climbing Goat Designs. I have stitched mine on 28 count Opal Lugana. It was originally called Snowcone, this fabric, but it is a few years old, from Paddock Lane Designs. So now if you'd like it, look for Elsa. I think that's the color that's definitely closest at the moment. And she's an Australian designer because I'm in Australia. I did use a lot of the called for, but I did change mine to have a blues theme. So I repeated the blues throughout instead of having red, except I did keep my Santa red and I think he looks fantastic. I'm so pleased I did that, just that pop of red. I did rechart that it's penguining to look a lot like to happy, just because I liked it simpler. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. And I did put some metallics in as well, which are chronic and pre-blended. So very pleased with that. Look how good it looks. So I've had a finish. I know the theory is 2 finishes gets you a new start, but hey, it's a Climbing Goats Designs SAL finish. I think the logical step is to start a new Climbing Goats Designs SAL. It's not like I have any of their other whips on the go. So Oceans has been released. Let's have a look at part 1. Isn't it amazing? It is everything I hoped for. I am very excited to start it. And let me show you the beautiful, beautiful fabric I have chosen. Look at this. Isn't it just so perfect for Ocean? Now, I bought this earlier last year. 2026 now, for Cordelia, my Bella Filipina. I was unsure which fabric I was going to stitch her on, so I bought a few contenders. The opal sparkly one got picked by my daughter, so I had this one over, and I always thought, oh well, it has to be something ocean related, doesn't it? Look at it. This is by Colour Cascade, who's another Australian fabric dyer. This is called Siren's Odyssey and is a 28 count Lugana. It's one of her bigger fat quarter pieces. It's 23 inches by 26 inches, which I think makes it the perfect size for the Climbing Goats Ocean size SAL. The SAL itself is, I wrote it down, 199 by 259 stitches, and the stitched piece comes to 14.2 across by 18.2, sorry, it the wrong way, 18.2 long. So with this 23 by 26 inch piece, I should have lots of room, which I think is really good because it's so beautiful, this fabric. I think I will want to frame it with some border around it. Well, that's something at the moment, although when I looked at all my pieces, even my Christmas calendar, I'm just going to tilt it up. they go up there. Okay, so 14 inches is right across. It must be a 14-inch frame, that Christmas calendar one. So actually, I think it may be my biggest piece if I finish it. It is quite wide and then 18 inches long. So this is going to be substantial. I might be calling on my husband to build a frame for it. We will find out, won't we? But I've got to stitch it first. So with stitching it, part 1 has been released. I have put it into Pattern Keeper, and actually it is a pretty good part. It's not as much as I thought it would be. So it is 2,689 stitches, which is a nice start. Now, in terms of threads, this SAL altogether has 56 different threads. Most of them are DMC, but like the normal stranded embroidery DMC, but 3 are specialty threads. So what I have done as different from my normal, usually I stitch from a master set, and give me a sec, I'll go get it to show you. Okay, I've got my master set. Forgive its messiness, it's undergoing a refurb. So I have my whole DMC master set in this one cabinet, I guess you call it, drawer. You can see the refurb, can't you? The labels, look at them. How great are they going to be? I was complaining to my husband that my stickers were coming off because I did get the master set in Christmas 2023. And so that's when I did this and put the labels on. But look, they're starting to come off. I mean, it's 2026 now. And my husband's like, oh, I've got a label maker. I can make you new labels. And that has begun. I'm very excited. So for actually a few years now, I've stitched from a master set instead of kitting up fabrics, but I have accumulated an awful lot of whips, and I was thinking about it, and I thought, no, I think it's going to be easier for me just to have my project kitted up all together in a bag rather than going back and forth to the master set. I am a bit tethered to it, which has become a bit annoying because I like to stitch in a few different places, and I don't really want to cart this around with me all the time. I guess I kind of used to have one chair I stitched in, and when that was next to me, that was fine. But now, now I want to move around a bit. Yes, I have found this a bit much to put next to me. As well as that, this SAL has 56 different threads, and just when you have a SAL with lots of color changes, it's quite annoying having to search and go back and forth all the time. So what I'm doing is I'm still having my master set. It is still there and intact. Oh, and if you want one of those drawer cabinets, I got mine from Bunnings in Australia, but they do sell them now in Spotlight and Kmart. I will link them below. And I'm pretty sure they're available overseas too. I mean, what would they be? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so a 60 drawer unit. So yes. So now I have, look at this, how neat, kitted them up. So I'm very pleased with myself. So I am very lucky, and my husband, he's a 3D, a 3D designer, a packaging designer. He does a lot of 3D files, and my dad has a 3D printing machine. So together, I asked them for floss drops, and my husband did the file, and my dad printed them for me. Floss palettes, sorry, I should say. So look, these are my first 2. And don't they look fantastic? I am so pleased. So what I did is for most of them, I just took a few strands of my master set one and put it here. I'm not sure how much I'll need, but it did say you need 1 skein or less of each color. So you know what? If I run out, I can just go replenish that one from my master set, can't I? Now, to write on these, they're just the 3D printed. I don't know, I should ask them what the material is. It's a kind of plastic, isn't it? I used to use paint markers like the Poscas, but I haven't had much success with them kind of being even and writing finely. So actually I've changed what I use. And I was very lucky to get these for Christmas off my dad, who knows I love stationery. This is Matte Hop pens. They look funky, don't they? They're really cool. Basically, they write on anything, but they come in beautiful colors as I pull out the white. But anyway, you get the idea. But look, they're very thin and like a gel pen. So for writing fine little numbers that you want to read on this, I just found them fantastic. Yeah, so pleased with them. So for this one, there you go, you get 14 colors. I don't know if they're sold separately because I got the pack for Christmas, but yeah, really pleased. I used the beautiful dark blue because I thought, well, oceans. That definitely helps. And then I will show you another one I've kitted up a bit later. And for her, I used this lovely purple color. So really, really pleased with this find. It actually recommends, which is quite unusual, if you have paint pens or acrylic markers, which I do, usually they say store them horizontal. So they don't dry out. These ones, they actually ask you to store vertical, which I thought was unusual. Yeah, so they must be quite inky. But anyway, it's easier for me to store them vertical, so I don't mind that. They take up less space, and yes, they're working well. So I am super excited. I did this yesterday, kitted up my whole ocean SAL, and it is ready to go. So, okay, so let's talk about the specialty threads that are needed, and there are 3 of them. And I have to say, Climbing Goat design patterns, they come with so much information, like not just information on every single creature, and even the scientific processes that are related to the ocean, which is incredible, that we'll be stitching. Also just information on the threads themselves. So the specialty threads, it recommends 2 Etoile threads, and I was really, really lucky, and I was given them coincidentally, she didn't know I'd need them in the future, by my stitching friend Akiza for Christmas. So thank you so much, Akiza. These are exactly what I needed. The white and the C519, they are a DMC and they're called an Etoile. So that is 2 of them. And then the 3rd thread I don't have, but I have ordered. I have ordered the substitute for it. Okay, so what was asked for was Sulky Glowy 40 Blue by Gutermann. Now, I had a look and I am having trouble getting it. So I am going to keep looking, and I really hope to get this thread, because what happens is it's stitched as a blue, but in the dark, it glows a yellowish green. So it sounds amazing. I've had trouble when I looked, this week when I've been looking and finding it so far. So what I have ordered is the substitute suggested, which is the DMC Glow in the Dark E940. So I do have that on order. Now that stitches white and then glows the greenish yellow, which is a shame it's not the blue. What I did think I would do is there also is an option if you don't want to use any specialty threads and just replace them with DMC, and they suggest 747. So what I thought is maybe do like a strand of 747 and then stitch the glow in the dark on top. So in those squares, I have the blue and the glow. That's what I was thinking if I can't find the Sulky thread. But I am hoping still to track down the Sulky thread. And I was looking at the first part, and it's really interesting because all 3 specialty threads, of course, are used in this first part. Here was I thinking, I'm like, oh, they'll be down the bottom, in the darkness where you have the creatures that glow. No, straight away, because one of the parts of the first part that was repetitive, is sunlight. And apparently the amount of sunlight that goes through the different ocean zones affects the ecosystem and what kind of creatures live there. And Climbing Goat Designs really wanted to represent that. So where the sunlight hits the waves, the top of them are actually some of the specialty threads, which, how amazing is that? And then also in the first part, it lists, so we're doing the sunlight with the sparkly waves, and then we're doing the common dolphins, which is exciting. I love dolphins. The osprey, I hope that's how you say it, which is quite funny because I was reading Claire's information and it said it can be found on every continent except Australia. And except Antarctica. And the ones in warmer regions like Australia actually don't want to leave. They don't migrate like others, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, do. So I thought that was interesting because I haven't seen one. So I'm going to have to work on that. Atlantic flying fish. I haven't seen, but obviously I get they're called Atlantic flying fish. That makes sense. And then you also use more specialty threads in the bioluminescent plankton, which I really didn't know much about, but apparently they get their energy from sunlight and float at the top. And then if they are disturbed, they emit like this light, hence the glowing threads. So yes, I went, oh, okay, they will probably be definitely in this part, probably there will be glowing threads in a lot more than I thought. But that's okay. I've got my plan, got it on order. I will continue to look for the other one. If not, I will use the combination of the 747 blue, which actually, interestingly, I don't have on my thing. That must be a different blue. So I'm going to have to pull it, but I have plenty of holes free, so I'm not worried. With my specialty threads, maybe I'll bobbinate them and keep them separate. I don't know. I haven't really used this kind before, so I don't think it would work that well. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong, but work that well to pull a strand from it. I don't know. I just feel like these are finicky enough that just keep them easy to use. So I probably won't put them on my Floss palette with that. So yes, that is everything I'm going to be stitching in this part 1. I probably should have mentioned earlier, I am planning to do daily-ish videos with this. I thought it would be a good way to get my first part done because I'm going to be coming back and showing you, hopefully daily, what I have been doing. Because it is 2,689 stitches, I'm hoping I can get it done in at least a week. We will find out. I've also pulled out my 2 other ocean themed whips because I thought, well, why not make it kind of a week of oceans if I have time to stitch it. And so they are, which I mentioned earlier, the beautiful Cordelia by Bella Filipina. She's a mermaid, or purpura. And yes, I think all this talk of oceans is making me feel quite motivated about her, which is good because she needs some love. And this is the one I was talking about before, and this was the fabric that was chosen, Blue Ocean Floor. This is actually an Opal Lugana, a 28 count from Colour Cascade Fabrics. Isn't it beautiful? As soon as my daughter saw the sparkle, she's like, that's the one. So I am going to have that one out too, and that is kitted up as well. So I have a gold floss palette for this one. It's a bit flash, isn't it? I was quite quite surprised, but in a good way. It's beautiful. When my husband showed me that one, isn't it beautiful? And then as well as that, so my floss palettes have 30 holes on them, but 34 DMC threads are used in this Bella Filipina. So I couldn't bear to waste another palette. So what I did is my dad has printed before single floss drops for me, which these ones are quite good because I got the 2 holes. So the big hole is what normally you pull from, and when you have little bits left over, you put them in the little bit. So yes, I've got a ring with my 4 extra colors on. So quite excited. I'm hoping this will make her easier to stitch on because I find the Bella Filipinas I guess they don't have absolutely heaps of color changes. There is a block stitching in them, but it's not easy block stitching. Maybe because I'm following the paper pattern, sometimes I don't realize that color is just kind of up a bit and diagonal, and I miss it until I get it. So I've already cut the thread and then, I need it again after the next color because it's back. So yes, I am hoping that this method will definitely get me some good progress. And as you can see, I used the purple matte hot pen on this one. I think it shows up really well. It wrote beautifully on them. So that is another one I'm going to have out this week. And then also my last oceans themed one, which is funny, I've only got, 2 ongoing and 1 new one. I thought I'd have more oceans. Maybe that's a sign. Anyway, so this is Mermaid, artwork by Lorna Lane. It's a Gecko Rouge kit. Isn't she stunning? Yeah. Definitely love our mermaids and could not go past the bluey purples. And she is on 25 count. I'm stitching her 1/1 full cross because it's not an even shape all the way around. If you have a look, it's kind of got uneven edges on it, and I just find full cross looks better than tent. So that's what the kit came with. And basically, look, I did start her last year, but she needs a lot of progress, doesn't she? She is currently at 1,334 stitches out of 64,335, and I'm at 2.07%. So at the moment, these are the projects I'm going to have out. It kind of fits into my other plans because, well, WhipGo, I know Cordelia has been called, and also my other Facebook and Discord group challenges, Cordelia needs a lot of stitches, so that works as well. I am actually thinking about swapping some of my WhipGo board, but Jessie Marie does stuff, says your board, your rules, so I thought that's okay. As long as I'm getting the required amount of stitches on pieces that are on that board, I think that's okay. If I swap a month or two around. So yes, I'm thinking of moving her in as well, and maybe I'll move Love, the spacey one. I'll swap her with that because I haven't touched that yet. But anyway, so yes, that is my plan and where I'm at. Now, before I go, I did have a few other things. Okay, so the first one I had to mention was I got my beautiful fabric of the month. Oh, I better get the board out. It's under everything. Because it does have some really nice subtle mottling in it. Can you kind of see it? Isn't it pretty? Now this is called Spring Mist. It is from Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs, Fabric of the Month, which she has through her Patreon. Now she has 3 streams, and this is the neutral for January. And yeah, I really like it. At first I thought it was the mottled because it's so pretty with the mottling, but actually it is a lovely neutral. And that's the good thing about a Fabric of the Month club, isn't it? I don't tend to buy neutrals. I love bright, beautiful color, and it comes home with me, or I pick it to order. But this is what you need in your stash, and what I find I do use a lot. So I'm very pleased with this piece. It is a 32 count opal even weave, and yeah, it's just stunning, just stunning. So I wanted to show that one, which is exciting. As well as that, Lisa is running the Australian Shindig again this year, and I am going to be in it. So it is run through Zoom. It is $16.50 Australian for a ticket. It goes over AEDT time, which is my time in Australia, the 26th and 27th of January. So it is a Sunday and a Monday. I guess for American time, that would be more a Saturday and a Sunday. And I'm actually on first. So when it opens at 9 a.m, I will be doing a meet and greet, I suppose, and a bit of a question. It's on Zoom, so it's live, and if people have questions, I'll be there to answer them. As well as I'm just going to talk about my cross-stitch journey and show my favourite finishes and stuff like that. My husband has volunteered to come on and help with the questions. So that'll be nice, a bit of a Q&A. And yeah, as well as me, because I'm an Australian Flosstuber, and that's one of the parts of it. It features Australian Flosstubers, so there'll be other lovely ones there. As well as that, there will be vendors and designers, and there is a pattern booklet as well. So yeah, it's quite a fun, stitchy time. I will have all the details below if you're interested, because it's virtual. You can be anywhere in the world and come along. So I guess it's a bit like the virtual events that Lindy Stitches organizes, except this one is all on Zoom. So all you need is a Zoom account. So I will have the details of that below. As well as that, I wanted to mention, but this is a physical event, so it is definitely pertinent to where I am in New South Wales, kind of near Sydney. So I have mentioned Colour Cascade Fabrics. I mean, Blue Ocean Floor, beautiful, and Siren's Odyssey, stunning, and this is so exciting. So I am in New South Wales in Australia, so I'm on the east coast. Colour Cascade Fabrics is on the west coast in Western Australia, so a long, long, long way away. I probably should know how far. I'm sorry, I don't. I've never actually been there. She is coming over on May 16th. To Richmond, which is like a 25-minute drive from me. How exciting is that? It is a free event, which I just can't get over. You can email her. I will put the details below, as well as the flyer hopefully is up now, and hopefully get a place. I think she said there were still places left, and she is bringing her beautiful, stunning fabric for us to see in real life and pick, and have a wonderful stitchy day. And it's 10 to 5. Now you can drop in if you prefer, or you can stay and stitch the day away, which is what I am planning to do. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that if you're in the area and interested, I can't believe it. How exciting. I mean, I never thought I'd get to see Colour Cascade fabric in real, other than, you know, what you order online, especially on my side of Australia. So that's it's going to be fun. And obviously, you know, I hope to meet lots of lovely stitchy people, as well as Tammy herself, who runs Colour Cascade Fabrics. So I am super excited for that, and I definitely signed up and got the confirmation and everything. So I am putting that up there if you're interested. Yeah, I'd sign up too, especially as it's a free event, which is fantastic because it means I can spend more money on fabric, doesn't it? I mean, let's be honest, that's what's going to happen. Anyway, so yes, okay, that is everything I had to talk about. What I am going to do now is, I've done this before to varying degrees of success, but hopefully this is one of those more successful times. I'm going to do a bit of a stitch with me, and I am going to start my new SAL. So if you're doing the Oceans Stitchalong too, how exciting. Yeah, I don't know, it just feels nice to stitch with someone doing the same piece, doesn't it? If you're not, definitely get some stitching and stitch with me as well. It's like a fun stitch group, except through YouTube. But anyway, I am going to start it now, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. See you soon. Okay, hi everyone. I am here. I am set up. As you can see, I have my fabric on my lap, and it is not in a frame because I usually stitch in hand, unless it's a very small count, like I'm doing full coverage, or, you know, kind of 1/1. Then I definitely put it in a Q-snap, or actually I have ordered some nerd hoops, which I'm very excited about. I added them. Isn't it funny? I just need a glow-in-the-dark thread. But it can't travel alone, can it? And then I ordered it from Rural Stitch Co. I think they're in South Australia. I'll link them below. And suddenly some nerd hoops and some other threads I needed for other projects, and then some quilting fabric all found its way into my cart because I put quite a bit in, and then it wasn't at the free shipping. And I don't know about you, I'm an absolute sucker for free shipping. I just, you know, even if I'm $20 under it and I really should just stop, it's like, no, I have to get there. So I have some very exciting fat quarter pack of pirate fabric coming, which I'll definitely show you when I get, because I just loved it. And I am hoping to make a pirate quilt with it. Yeah, I have actually, with all the changes that are happening, because my youngest is going to school this year, so I have actually just made a nice little new sewing area. So I will put a picture of that up too, so you can have a see. I'm very excited about it. It's just in the corner of the bedroom, and it's only small, but yeah, it's gonna be nice to have that space to do some sewing if I want to. And I'm hoping also it'll help me with not only some other like new stitchy mats and project bags and things like that, but also my finishes. Like, yes, I would like to get back to doing more cushion and quilt finishes and things like that. So anyway, that is a total tangent. We are here now for my new start that I'm stitching in hand. I'm actually starting in the right top corner, and I have this beautiful, well actually it's a frogger, and it is from Kylie. She has Kylie's Notions, and she is part of the Rose Crafty Corner duo. Isn't it stunning? I just love her beaded beaded work. And this came with a project bag that was bees from Rose Crafty Corner. And even though it's meant for frogging, so helping to unpick your stitches so you don't bend, you know, the needles you like to use, I just find I use it for marking as well. I mean, she has counting pins. I should get them out, but this is so handy and so pretty. I do tend to grab it. Now, I have measured across, so I know on 28 count or 14 count, depending what you're using, this is going to be 14.2 inches. So I've tried to leave a 4-inch border because my piece is 23 inches. I should definitely, when I measured it, it seemed to be enough. And then I've also tried to leave a 4-inch border at the top and the bottom because it's going to be 18.2 inches. And this is 26 inches, this piece of fabric. So I should have enough. Now, why am I starting in the top right corner? I don't usually do that. I was looking at the pattern. Now, I am going to be showing Pattern Keeper on my tablet. I'm pretty sure you can't stitch the pattern from that. So, yes, this is the top right. As you can see. Now, if I zoom out, which I'll just do off camera so you don't get a bit seasick. Here we go. So this is my pattern keeper. You can see the stitches I have highlighted are in the top right corner. And let's have a look at those top and bottom red arrows. So they are meant to be in the middle of the piece, but because this is just a part one and the way it's been charted, they actually aren't. As you can see, the red arrows are quite a bit. It's almost like a third, isn't it, over? And then this one's quite towards the top, not kind of all the way down here where it should be. So that makes it a bit tricky to start in the middle, which is fine. I don't mind. I can adjust, and hence that is why I am doing my top right start in the very topmost corner. And it was quite easy to measure the margins and put this there so I know where to start as well. So the first color, as you can see, because it is right at the top of my pattern keeper, sorry about that glare, no, it's not helping, is, oh, I just changed it. Okay, well, if you need to change number, you just press that middle one and then you click. There we go. That is what I want in that top right corner, and that is 801. So now I'm going to put it up in my tablet stand so I can see it and mark it off. And that is what I'm going to begin stitching. So first, I think it's on this one, I'm going to find 801. I do have, here we go, a needle minder. Isn't this beautiful? This was a lovely, lovely gift from a member of my channel. Thank you so much, Christine. I just love it. It is from Orderly Stitching. It is such a secure needle minder. I mean, look at that. Incredible. They are a New Zealand company, and I definitely have to have a good look at their website, but that could be dangerous. I may have to order a lot more. And it's a penguin. I mean, oceans. I just felt, as well as one of my favorite needle minders to use, I just felt it was very appropriate because they definitely like their ocean, don't they? Okay, so I am going to pull my first thread. I will be stitching this 2 over 2 because I'm using 28 count even weave. So I love the loop start. If I can do the loop start, I will. If I have to do single thread, honestly, I may start off with good intentions about pin stitch and then I will revert to just knotting my thread. So if I can, I'm going to stitch something 2 over 2 and do the loop start. Now, I am one of those terrible people who licks their thread to thread their needle, but generally that's how I get my needle threaded. Otherwise, I'm here for quite a while. I do have needle threaders, and I always mean to get them out. Did I even have one near me? This is my little matching tin Christine sent me. Isn't it adorable? No, I didn't put one in here. I really should, shouldn't I? Anyway, okay, we will live and learn. Okay, so let's start in the top right corner. I'm quite glad I've got quite a bit of margin on this because, you know, wherever, as long as I start around here, I should be fine. It's quite funny because usually I'm the opposite with hardly any margin. So I'm going to enjoy this. All right, so I'm going to put my first stitch in. I've been asked many times why I don't do a loop start on the front, but maybe it's because I don't have a frame to contend with. I just am used to doing it on the back when I stitch in hand, so that's when I do. When I do stitch in a frame, then I do my loop start on the front. So, I don't know, I guess that's it. I can take that out now and put that away. And let's begin. And get the tail of our bird, which I really should remember the name of. Was it Quadrille? I'm sorry, I left my notes on the other where I was filming before, so I didn't bring it with me. But yes, Now I'm going to try and hold this still. I'm sorry, I know when you stitch in a frame and you video it, it's much easier to keep it still because I have a Lowry stand and that holds the frame and then it doesn't jump and bob around all the time. But I guess when you stitch in hand, you're holding it yourself and you're moving it a lot more, aren't you? I do like to stitch in hand. My granny stitched in hand actually. So it's kind of funny. By the time I heard on YouTube about not stitching in hand, because it's hard to get a good tension and you can't, yeah, it's just, it's tricky to make it look neat. Well, it was too late. I was already doing it, and I have some of my granny's pieces up on my wall and they look beautiful. And I've never thought they look messy, and yeah, I've never thought, oh, I wish you'd stitch in a frame. So yeah, I stitch in hand. It works for me. I do find because I'm just doing that one sewing motion, when it comes in, it does tend to be a bit quicker. I have stopped because I am just marking off my pattern keeper tablet. There we go. And then, yes, some people are very good and they roll their fabric. I am more a scruncher. I'm here to get my stitching done and enjoy it. And I guess maybe it's because I do stitch a bit on linen, but my absolute favorite is 28 count even weave, which is what I'm using right now. And if that gets any creases in it, it is just magic under a steam iron. Like you just lie it down, usually on a fluffy towel, and just steam iron the back of it, and every wrinkle just falls out. It is incredible. That is another reason as to why I really do love stitching on Lugana. Or even weave. Lugana is only what the 28 count is called. I think the 32 is Murano, I think. Anyway. So, yes. I'm realizing I've got to count. There we are. That is 10 stitches. So one of the other reasons I love Pattern Keeper, I'll just get my tablet off and show you. Sorry. Ooh, try and avoid that glare. Okay, so if you have a look over here, does that help? I see it's got 10 stitches. I'm at 10 out of 2,687. So I'm at 0.37%. So I don't know, I just love that. And you can see the stitches I have marked off when I go to mark them off. I love Pattern Keeper because it has that holding thing. So what I do is I do quite a few stitches and just keep highlighting, and only when I'm confident I've done that section and don't kind of need to know where I'm up to, then I'll press the tick down the bottom and mark it off and it'll be solid. I absolutely love that about Pattern Keeper. Markup doesn't have that, and I do find I tend to lose where I am a bit because of it. I'm sure it's just getting used to it, but yes, that is how I'm marking it off. And I really do like how it shows you where the next stitch is. It highlights it. I mean, I guess that's probably a laziness thing, isn't it? But anyway, it makes my stitching more enjoyable and it's my hobby. So it's good to enjoy it. So I guess before I was kind of doing one full cross at a time. Now I am doing, is it the Danish method? I think it is, where you go one leg all the way across and then one leg back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I do both. I don't know, maybe that's because I stitch in hand. It's just whatever's easiest at the time, so I don't have to turn to the back of my work, because when I do, I guess it slows me down, doesn't it? Got a little knot there. Yeah, pulled out. I was thinking, of course, because I've got a camera on my stitching, I get a knot. Okay. Go up and finish the tail. I feel like I haven't stitched during the day for a long time. My kids are on school holidays at the moment, and my parents offered to take them today because I said I wanted, I'd like to This is the longer video, isn't it? Because I'm starting a new series, starting a new project. I wanted to film it. I also had to do my intro video for the Australian Shindig. So yes, it just worked out so well. And I have to say, sitting here, just quiet in the quiet, is absolute bliss. I mean, I love my kids and we have such fun together. But in Australia, we're in our summer school holidays at the moment, and they are long. They started December. Was it second week of December? And they go back in February. So it's quite a chunk. And my kids are big talkers, which is so fun, but sometimes it's just nice to have a bit of quiet, hear myself think. I'm just hearing my voice, which is unusual. And sitting quietly stitching through the day is just bliss. Okay, so I've finished the top of that tail. You can see that. So if we have a look at my tablet, as you can see, I have highlighted quite a few squares, but I'm confident that section's done. I'm going to press my tick, and that is all marked off now and recorded. If we go off to the other side, sorry, you can see, well, hopefully you can see. How about that? There you go. 27 stitches today, and I'm up to 1% exactly. So that's nice, isn't it? I talk about quiet, and then my dog Birdie actually just gave a woof. I don't know if you heard him. He's like, don't forget me, I'm here. Actually, I wonder where the cats are. Usually, as soon as the kids go, they are all over me. But I think they have been very, very well loved this school holidays. Very well loved. And they, I can see one of them. He's just lying there like, oh my gosh, I'm lying here in silence without being. My kids give lots of loving pats, which is nice. But at 5, 7, and 8, they're very demanding with the attention they want of the pets, and I think pets are just enjoying being. No one's there bothering them or wanting them to play all the time. Sorry, I'm trying to keep in mind where the camera is. That's usually my downfall because I stitch in hand. Okay, so you can see then, actually I just did one full cross at a time. I think there's no rhyme or reason, it's what I feel like. But I think my tension looks the same. I don't feel like my stitching looks messier one way than the other. So yeah, it's just whatever you feel like. Let me know how you stitch. Are you a frame? Sometimes I really understand if you have a lot of colors, a lot of color changes, that kind of confetti stitching, a frame is just wonderful because you really can hold it still and know where you're at. So yes, I do put my stitching in a frame then. I'm stitching the Toy Shop, which is a Heaven and Earth design. That's a full coverage. I'm doing it on 18 count. So I'm doing 2 over 2. I can use the loop start, which is just wonderful. And I do a lot of that stitching in hand, but at times when I do get to those confetti sections, which, you know, full coverage, it's to be expected. Yes, then I will just pop it in a Q-snap and do some stitching. One of the reasons I've ordered Nurge hoops, and I don't know why, and I don't know if I can even say it's the weather, because surely plastic doesn't change that much. I know wood kind of expands and shrinks depending on temperature and humidity, but I don't think plastic does, is I'm having such trouble getting the Q-snap covers off Q-snaps. You know, when you're trying to take your project out of the Q-snap. Yes, that is just not fun for me at the moment. So that's one of the reasons, apart from all the other good things. Oh, I'm just ending my thread now. All the other good things I have heard. So I'll try and put it under a few stitches, my thread. Anyway, I have heard a lot of good things about Nerd Troop. So yes, I've wanted some for a while, and because I had to do that order, I thought it is time for me to try it. Here we go. So that is my first thread in. That was 37 stitches, and I'm at 1.38%. That's a start. So let's get some more of this color. It is not this one. Sorry, I picked up the browns. It is 801. So I'm going to do that loop start again. Putting the needle through. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, I was just concentrating on getting my, yep, I was just checking I had my tail in the right place. It's all going well. I'm very excited by this stitch along. I love all the information Climbing Goats Designs gives. Her patterns are so detailed, and I think this is the first, yes, this is the first big yearly one kind of I'm starting with. It's funny, she did Tree of Life last year, which I don't know, I somehow missed. And then I was at a stitching retreat in June, and a lady there, Kim Does Things, I'll link her Instagram below, had it, and oh my gosh, it was stunning. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And that's when she showed me, and she's like, oh, it's Climbing Goat Designs. And then the floodgates were opened, I guess. So I started the Hubble Wonders of the Hubble Telescope in September, in Space September last year. And yeah, I love that piece. I need to get back to it. And actually, I'm doing one of the Spiral Galaxies at the moment, and that's one of the ones that, even though it's on Lugana and I have been stitching it in hand, I am going to put it in a frame, because in some of those galaxies, there's an awful lot of colors, and I have been struggling. I think it's just going to be easier in a frame to stitch. So yes, that is my plan. Sorry, I'm just checking. I think, have I made a mistake? Yes, I have. That shouldn't be there. It should be there. Okay, well, we're going to see some frogging as well. That's okay. So this is where I get my Rose Crafty corner. Here we go. And just use it to frog. And actually, I guess the good thing about a frogger is that it's a size 24 needle on it. Oh, and if you drop it, you can see where it is, because yeah, look at the beautiful beaded tail it has. Oh, give me a sec. I just put Birdie out. Here we are. I am back. Oh yes, I was frogging, wasn't I? Now Birdie's having a big wolf outside, obviously protecting me from some unknown. Where was I? Some danger that, you know, was threatening me, but now, oh, I have more to frog than I thought. But I have a microphone which I have a membership, and I have been trying to improve the channel with the proceeds from the membership. So thank you so much to all my lovely members. They enable me to buy microphones, and I've just pressed the button that's meant to block outside noise. So you'll have to let me know if it worked, or here we go. Or you can still hear him barking. But yes, I think the microphone generally has really helped with the sound, especially because I tend to turn here and there and get new pieces, and yeah, I'm not very settled. So yes, I do appreciate it. And oh, here we go. I'm at the point. Here we are. So that's right. There we go. I just need to pull that over, rethread my needle, and put it in. So we are here. So I guess now it's a stitch and frog with me. Oh well. Happens to everyone. There we go. That should be right. That should be diagonal. There we are. I'm back up to where I'd marked off in Pattern Keeper, so that's good. Well, almost. I just realised I had a few more stitches. I probably should have frogged it in Pattern Keeper too, but oh well. It's only a little bit. Okay. I think I'm back on track with his tail now. Hopefully I've got my frogging out of the way. So you have to let me know what you're stitching, whether you're doing the ocean SAL too, if you're a bit of a SAL addict like me. But I know it's going to be awesome. And once they said snapshot of the ocean, yeah, I could kind of feel it building, the urge to do it. So I'm going to end up doing it. There's so many good projects. I mean, I would know having 58 whips now. I don't really mind having that many though, but I do want to get progress and get some finishes. So that's why I'm hoping this kitting up method will help me. I realize ones I've worked on this month are ones I have kitted up. I mean, there's two reasons for that. One, because it's easier if they're kitted up, but two, because they're the ones I've put in like my caddy that are within easy reach because they're kitted up. So we will see. And actually, as I thought yesterday, kitting up a SAL is quite a bit of work. So I'm wondering if it will stop me having so many new starts, but I guess I will find out. One piece I've been touching quite a bit and I'm really pleased with my progress is my Once Upon a Time sampler by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. That is a tied position, also with the Mysterious Halloween Town by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery as my oldest whips, because I started them on that New Year's Eve 12 by 12 2022. So it's been good to pick that up again, and I really should get up the Mysterious Halloween Town too. So that gets some progress as well. Mind you, I will say right now, stitching in the daylight is wonderful. I mean, we're lucky in Australia in summer, we're in daylight saving, so it is light until pretty late, but there's something about that kind of more middle of the daylight. It's strong. Alright. Just marking off where I've been stitching. There you go, so I don't get lost. So the needle I'm using at the moment is actually a birch needle, because I got a pack of them from the lovely Sam who did my Christmas Advent box. If you watched my Flossmas videos, you would have seen it. And I have to say, I really like the birch needles. If you're in Australia and you see them, I'd say definitely pick them up. I mean, they seem easy to thread and yeah, a good size. And no, I really like them. You do find with some needles that like the stainless steel coating seems to come off. I don't know if you've had that with your needles. I have that quite a bit. And they have a bit of like a metallic smell to them, but I haven't had that with these, which is really nice. So it's funny because obviously a lot of people talk about the Bowen, and I have them. And I also have the Pony Black, which are quite nice, but sometimes the black I find hard to see, especially if it's a darker fabric. But yes, I'm quite enjoying the birch, which previously I would have thought was a, I don't know, like it's not one you see a lot in the shops here. I don't know even if it's available overseas. Do I have the packet? There we go. That's what they look like. So yeah, enjoying using them. I'm coming to the end of my next thread now as well. See if I can finish on that row. Yeah, I made it. Ooh, okay, so the next thread I'm almost finished this colour in the tail. So I'll do that. That did thread. I thought now I've said these needles are easy to thread. It won't happen, but it did. Here we are. All right, so I was just doing my loop start. All right, and off we go. Isn't this fabric stunning? I am very excited about that Colour Cascade Day in May. You have to let me know if you're going to. Yeah, I can't believe it's a whole stitchy day, 10 to 5. That just seems amazing. I'm chuffed it's so close to me as well. A 25-minute drive, that's pretty good. And it's in beautiful town called Richmond. It's a bit of a historic town, really. Has this really lovely cricket oval in the middle with this old grandstand, and then these gardens and paths you can walk right round. Has a playground for the kids, and that's the center, kind of the heart of the town. And then it has shops and train station around it, and yeah, and then you go out to the houses, and because it's at the bottom of, well, kind of to the bottom side of the Blue Mountains, yeah, it has a really pretty backdrop. So I'm excited about that. And of course, all the cross stitch fabric. I mean, I have shown quite a lot of her fabric on my channel. It's such beautiful deep colors. I think in Australia, Australian fabrics, that's what Colour Cascade is really known for, the depth of their color that they get. I was actually thinking about putting in an order for them. So I don't know whether to hold off or go ahead. I am thinking about, I don't know if this is controversial or not. I'm thinking about restarting my Hawk Run Hollow. And it's Crafty Emily's fault because I'm doing mine on a 20 count gold digger, which is lovely. But every time I see hers and she pulls it out, you know, everyone's having the whip parades and everything at the moment, aren't they? And their plans videos. So you're seeing a lot of their whips, which is fantastic. It's lots of fun. I love that. She shows her Hawk Run Hollow on this dark purpley blue, which, oh, I just adore. And I keep thinking, oh, should I change my fabric? I mean, I haven't even done a block yet, so I could. And I'm sure I would find something else to do that. At the moment, mine's on Gold Digger, which is a 20 count aider. So I'd find something else for that. I mean, I was actually thinking, because, you know, I don't have enough whips, about the Hello Halloween sampler by Teresa Kogut would look amazing on it. So, yeah. No shortage of ideas of things to start. So that's what I was thinking. But maybe now I'm like, I should wait and go to that day and see what fabric they have. Because that's the problem. Like, especially when I order fabric, as I mentioned before, I'm a bit of a, I don't like shipping. I know it's necessary. I know we have to pay it, but it just feels such a waste if you're ordering one thing and paying shipping. I don't know. It seems better if you've got a few. And then if the company has an amount, you can get up to free shipping. Well, I'm like, yeah, that's a bad thing for me. For my psyche, it's very attractive. But anyway, I'll have to have a think. Actually, all the Colour Cascade fabrics I have got before have been from their ready to ship. I have never actually ordered from their dyed to order, I suppose. I've just looked and I've got a black cat who's come and laid next to me on all my packets of needles and my cross stitch tin. It mustn't be comfortable, but he's there. Hello, Jetty. Oh, he's purring. I don't know if you can hear him. I've still got that block extra noise thing on. He's a sweetie. So yes, that's the good and bad thing about YouTube. I mean, I guess I'm a little bit of an enabler for other people, but then also it's motivating because it's fun sharing what you're stitching, and that's one of the reasons I decided to do the daily videos, because I'm like, oh, if I do that, and I'm gonna check in, if not every day or two, basically when I have progress until I get this first part done. I don't know if I'll do it every month to get the whole yearly SAL done. I'll have to see. I mean, usually I do some other series through the year, but yeah, we will see. Maybe that's how I can get a yearly SAL done. That constant checking in and motivation. Ooh, how good does that look? I'm very pleased. Okay, so let's have a look. Just putting that last little bit of floss I have just here on my floss palette. I'm just gonna, I know I don't have an extra hole for it, but I'm just gonna tie it next to it. There we go, so that's all together, and let's have a look at my tablet. So, there we are. So I have, sorry. All right, so I've stitched all down there, and as you see, I have kind of a bit of a gap to get to the next bit. Now, I'm not going to try and stitch across because, as I have said before, I'm a pretty bad counter. Ada I'm better at because I'm counting by one. For some reason, counting by two seems to undo me. No matter how careful I am, and I got my needle and count across and put in a counting pin, yeah. And then I find out later that I didn't count correct. So I'm not going to try that. I actually might finish it there for now. Let's look at the time. Oh, yes. I'm going to have to go pick up my kids soon. And what I'll do is when I come back tonight to it, I will probably, oh, I'm so sorry about the glare. Is that any better? I think that's better. I will probably pick like a colour in the tail like that and start trying to fill it in. Yes, and get down. So that is my plan next, and then maybe I'll get to the frames and start working them out too, because that'll be nice. I enjoy doing frames. So that is my plan. I know I said I was hoping to get this finished in a week. I guess that will depend when my glow in the dark thread arrives, and also how my search for the Sulky 40 goes, that glow in the dark. But yes, when I looked last night a few different sites, I didn't see it. So that's in the end why I thought, well, I'm going to order her second suggestion, the DMC, I think it was E940 glow in the dark, and use that and maybe do one strand of the blue and one strand of that. So I get the blue tint and the glow in the dark. But yes, we will, obviously I'd like the one she suggests more, but yes, I will see. I will say all that. Anyway, that is it for me today. I just turned off my tablet, which is smart. Just put it on. Okay, I've done 96 stitches. So there you go. That's 96 stitches out of 2,689. I am at 3.57%, which is very fun. It's always nice when you're stitching just one small part and it's not full coverage. I feel like with full coverage, you're working so long to reach 1%. And then, I've just sat here and chatted to you and done some lovely stitching, and I'm already over 3%. How good's that? Anyway, let me know how you're stitching went. I really hope you enjoyed it. For me, it was really fun. So thank you so much for watching. I will hopefully be back tomorrow with a video. With an update of where I got to last night on my quest to get this first part done. And you know what? If I get a SAL part done within the month it's released, I am going to be pretty chuffed. These will be released on the 15th of each month, and for me that means it comes out just after 8 p.m. So I did think about starting last night, but then I thought, well, I should finish kitting up because I hadn't completely finished that. B, it would be nice to do as a video, and C, because it's the start of a project, I just wanted to be fresher and just make sure I was starting in the right spot. Because yes, there's nothing worse than when you're like later on like, oh, I should have started that way. And I was actually wondering, should I do it across which, because this is 23 inches wide and the piece itself is 18.2, I could have just done it with like the 2-inch margins, but I just thought this is a year-long SAL. It's going to be a really beautiful piece. It's such a lovely fabric. It'd be nice to have some round it as well. Well, that's my hope. So I decided, no, I'm going to do it in with the orientation of the fabric portrait and not go across. Which, yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping that's the right decision. I mean, look, it's lovely. And you know what? I should have said this before. If it's too big, because I frame all myself and I can't find a frame for it, or that's too hard, maybe I'll just make it into a quilt, because then I can leave as much fabric as I want around it, and it can be any size I want. And I have just set up my new sewing area. So that is definitely food for thought as well. Okay, well, that's it from me. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel and following me, and for the comments, the likes and subscribes. Thank you so much. To my members, of course, a special thank you. I mean, yeah, you make this possible. I've got my stand so I can do my stitch with me's, and it can hold my tablet, and I have my microphone, and we'll see if he'll say hello. There you go. You see my puss. Well, part of him. He's very black, isn't he? Jenny, you going to look up? You got some whiskers. I think that's as good as getting. There you go. A little look. And he goes back. Why did you disturb me, Mum? I was happy and the kids weren't here and I was just sitting. Just chilling. All right. Well, have a fantastic day, everyone. Happy stitching and take care. And I hopefully will see you tomorrow. Bye.